Well, we move on to the F1 and F2 sidecars, and for 2010 it also incorporates the ACU Clubman's Championship. There's Tony Brown and Mark Hegarty on their F2, Ricky Stevens and passenger Ian Johnson on their number 7 outfit, but we are about ready to go. Number 60, Ben Holland, and passenger John Restle on the chair. The lights go out. Alongside him, Simon Gilbert and John Allen. Well, up to the top of paddock for the first time. It is Ben Holland that led going into Paddock Hill Bend, but it is now Simon Gilbert and John Allen that lead going up towards Druids. I saw Barry James and Carl Morgan also there, up there in the top 4 or 5. Well, we've got our first spinner of 2010, and that's Roger Wallace, driver, and Ryan Anderson, an XMZ rider in the chair. Ryan Anderson, I'm sure they'll be able to restart. There's the L&W Racing outfit of Alan Richardson and passenger Colin 2. Right behind him, Ricky Stevens, ex-passenger Ricky Stevens. This is his first year of driving with a new passenger on board Ricky Stevens. His name is Ian Johnson. Tony Brown right up there at the front of the field and just being passed. Tony Brown going in towards the top of paddock, but he gets him back. It was Roger Body that was going up the inside of Tony Brown, but Tony Brown gets him back immediately. Barry James and Carl Morgan. There's Ricky Stevens spinning at the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend with Ian Johnson in a chair. They're fine. They should be able to rejoin if they can get the thing restarted. But up towards Druids they go once again. Red flags, and it is red flags for an incident somewhere around the circuit. It's an incident at McLaren's going on towards Clearways, and number 111, that's Kev Cable's outfit, and that is the number 48 outfit of Sam Ryder that was involved in that incident. Hopefully everybody is okay and we're underway. Once again, Ben Holland on that front row of the grid. Simon Gilbert was alongside him, but we've got a new leader at the front of the field, and I think that's Barry James, number 3, that leads going up towards Druids. Here's Roger Body, and passenger for Roger is Lee Barrett for 2010, but up there in front of Roger is Alan Richardson and Colin 2. Now, most of these outfits will not be contesting the Bemsee F1 and F2 series for this year. They're off doing another series called the Battle of Britain this year, so the likes of Roger Body, the likes of Tim Reeves will not be scoring points away from the likes of, shall we say, Tony Brown in the F2s, the likes of Alan Richardson on that number 117 outfit. Well, back onto the start-finish straight they go, and Roger Body comes past the F2 outfit of Tony Brown and passenger Mark Hegarty as they go into the top of Paddock Hill Bend, but you'll see the F2 outfit close down on Tony Brown. Not only close down, but come up the inside of him and go up in front of Tony Brown. But Tony, most definitely the first of the F2s, might be behind Roger Body and Lee Barrett, is that F2 outfit of Tony Brown and passenger Mark Hegarty. Mark, of course, the younger brother of Sean Hegarty Jr., and they'll be contesting the F2 British Championship this year. Right behind Tony Brown and Lee Barrett is the number 117 outfit of Alan Richardson and Colin 2, and I make them the first of what I would say is our normal sidecars. Simon Gilbert leads the overall race. Simon with John Allen in the chair, but once again he's a registered Battle of Britain driver, so he will not be taking points, as neither will Barry James or Ben Holland or Roger Body. So Tony Brown the first of the F2s. Alan Richardson, there he is, number 117, just being overtaken by the ex-world champion in the F1 sidecars. That is Tim Reeves, and passenger for today, that's a brother-in-law, John Briggs, in the chair with Tim Reeves. Tim, of course, is another one of the drivers and passengers that will not be scoring points. There we have number 17, and that is an all-girl outfit. It is Donna Walton that is the driver, with Carol McBride in the chair. Well, side by side they go across the line once again. It's the leading F2 outfit and the leading F1 outfit that are side by side going into this final lap for the F1 and F2 sidecars. Tony Brown, the leader of the F2 class. Alan Richardson, the leader of the F1s. Now we're looking for second of the F1s, and there he is. That is number 46, Mick and Richie Bleakley, that are second of the F1s. There's Ricky Stevens, who managed to get it restarted from that spin at Paddock Hill Bend, and he's fighting Roger Wallace for third position in the F1s. Tony Brown still leading the F2s, and we'll have to look out for the second and third of the F2s, but the checker flag is being made ready, and Tony Brown will take the win in the F2 class as he comes towards that checker flag. Tony Brown and Mark Hegarty, the winner of the F2 class, but Alan Richardson and passenger Colin Too take the spoils in the F1s, and there is Tony Brown and passenger Mark Hegarty will take the win in the F2 class. There is the official results. Richardson and 2 from the Bleakleys, Ricky Stevens and Ian Johnson taking third in the F1s. We'll move on to the F2 class. Tony Brown, Mark Hegarty taking the win from Simon Whiteman, Joe Borra, Jason Steer and Luke Crafton. Well, that's the end of part 2. We'll be back in just a second.